What's going on, guys? Eddie Dowd back again with Brian Sachs. I'm a real estate agent. He's a mortgage lender, and we come to you every single week with a real estate tip, real estate knowledge, something to do with real estate to help you in your pursuit of generational wealth to be built through real estate. Been off for a little while, but we are back, and we will be back to our normal schedule. But everybody talks the topic of today. So everybody talks about the interest rates, and yeah, the interest rates aren't as good as they once were. But anybody that's been around a little bit knows that the interest rates used to be much higher than they are now. And some people I know that bought houses, back in the day, talk about how high they were, and it's something that they were still able to buy houses at and still make something work. So, Brian, I know that you've been around a little bit longer than me.
It's a couple of days
To share in this area of where they were and what that really looks like for somebody today.
So I'm going to share this. I hope everybody can see it. And what this is saying is in 1971, the interest rate for a mortgage was 7.33%. So let's compare. If you waited for interest rates to go down, you wouldn't have purchased a home till 1993, till 22 years later. Okay. And meanwhile, during that time, a house for 100 would be worth 400. So the real issue here is don't wait to buy real estate. We keep saying it. Marry the house, date the interest rate. It's such an important concept and so important for people. I mean, look at that. You would have missed out in $300,000 worth of appreciation waiting for the rate to drop a little bit. And look, here's what you have to think about. Can you afford it? Is it the same or cheaper than your rent? Because, we always say it, Eddie. If you're renting, you're paying a mortgage, just not yours. It's the landlord's. So take advantage of these rates. Rates recently have been coming down a little bit. And great time. I'm seeing more inventory come on the market as well, which is also really good news. And before we were chatting, before we went live, Eddie, we were chatting about people that are in college. And, one of the things we hear when we're buying a house is we're looking at your employment history and we want to see that you've been employed for 2 years. But there's so many misconceptions about that. So, number one, yes, we're going to go back 2 years in your work history. But if you've changed jobs over 2 years, you can still get a mortgage. If you were in college for one of those years and now you're working and you graduated, yes, you're eligible for a mortgage as well. So, again, don't listen to everything your friends, family, coworkers say. Talk to a professional, okay? It's like I always say, if I have a problem with a tooth, I can go on YouTube and step by step perform surgery on my mouth myself. But I would rather have a dentist do it who's skilled and trained to remove the tooth. Same thing, folks. Everybody means well, but they may not know what they're talking about. Another big misconception, you got to put a lot of money down to buy a house. Honestly, nothing could be further from the truth. Eddie, you and I get people in the house for a couple $1,000s all the time. Okay. So, folks, check with the professionals. Where'd you get that great tan, Eddie?
I got that in Mexico.
There you go. There you go. So don't let money stop you. Don't let the interest rates stop you. Start building generational wealth for yourself right away. And if you have a question you want us to cover, put it right below here. If you have a comment, put it right below. I hope that you'll subscribe and I hope that you'll like us. And more importantly, I hope you'll share this because our only motivation here is to educate.
Exactly. Like we say, come at you every single week to educate you. So hit the like button, hit the share button, and send this to somebody else that's in your sphere. A lot of people just pass it by, but if you hit that, you never know how you could change somebody's life. We share a lot of different stuff here. There's a lot of misconceptions that go around with real estate. And we do some myth busting. So you not hitting that share button, maybe your friend, maybe your family member didn't get that myth busted, and maybe they're still renting when they could own, and maybe they're not building generational wealth when they could be. But always never forget the home funded. Click the link below. It works as essentially a GoFundMe for buying a home. You can put money in there. Your friends, your family, your enemies can put money in there. Match up to $2,000, and this all goes towards the expenses of you purchasing a home. So it's a free $2,000. All you got to do is click the link, open the account, put a couple dollars in there, and let's start the process rolling. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. But I think that's it, unless you got something else, Brian. You can
No,
reach me at 410-588-6536. We didn't give out our information. 410-588-6536 for me. Brian, how can they reach you?
443-471-8557. And we'll be back next week with another tip.
Awesome. Talk to you guys soon.